Well, then I'm just gonna go ahead and jump on into draft 2 then. I don't think we're gonna end up with something as stupid as Bowmaster again this time. But,
Unless you open up Bowmaster again.
I mean, I could just open a Bowmaster again. That'd be really nice.
And if you do, I would actually like to see you pivot to black-blue, if possible. That would actually be like a color combo that should fit in perfectly for.
Yeah.
Okay, there and back again.
So, there and back again is really just like a delayed 6/6. The rest of the card is not, like, amazing. Like, the can't block is
5 mana, search for a mountain, put it onto the battlefield. That is absolutely just for, you know,
That's the
finding
flavor.
the mountain. That's flavor.
This
is
is
what
all
that is.
flavor. Like, but 6/6 dragon with haste, and also 14 treasure tokens.
When this creature dies, you get to play everything in your hand for the rest of the game.
Your opponent dies because you control a bat.
That too.
Yeah, I'm interested in.
What else is in
stuff.
here that, like, yeah, I think this is the most interesting pick anyway, but, like, is Mary. That's all right.
Knife wound's not good enough for that. Mary, you cannot pass is like okay.
Retired burglar Bilbo. Neat. Scroll of Isildur.
This one draws a million cards very slowly.
Draws a card for each tapped creature target opponent controls.
Yes.
All right.
Peregrine? Some green fixing pieces?
Pippin over there, huh? You could have had Merry and Pippin together.
Yes.
Actually, I believe you did that in the first
Yes.
draft,
Our
didn't
first,
you?
yes, we had Perry. We had, yeah, Perry and, no. I believe in the Pathfinder ramp. We end up with, like, maybe some big mushroom.
Mushroom. Shortcut to mushroom.
Lash, spears, mushrooms. Mushrooms is mushroom. Your end step, 1/1 counters. I don't know if that card's like amazing. I don't really want to pick Quarrel's End here because, like, this card comes really late. The card's fine, it just shows up super late all the time. So it's not, like, super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lash. Yeah, that's fine. None of the other cards in there are interesting enough for me to want to move in on. Okay, I like black in here. Golem and birds. Et's Fury and the Warren here are nice. Yeah. Not sure which is actually better here. Obviously, you know, Uncommon's going to come later. Or, like, not the opposite of what I said. Less likely to show up. Okay. Maybe I could just get away with 3 colors. Maybe it's fine.
Pick fixing highly enough.
Yeah. I mean, our 2 green cards are the worst Pathfinder and the many partings, so. Mushroom. Yeah, I'm just gonna believe in, like, weird 3 color.
Sure. Just play Jund. It's okay. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it.
This card tends to be quite good at killing. Same with the club. Kind of want to have one of these after
After how well it performed last time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, red is feeling real again. That's good.
Yeah. One thing I'm looking at is that we're incredibly light on creatures at the moment. We literally have the Pathfinder, and the bird.
There and back again is technically a creature.
Yes. It is a slow body, but it's something I'm mostly noting because, like, this is, you know, we're gonna need bodies. Okay. Bag Porter just as... Bag Porter is generally able to attack at, like, 6+ pretty easily. Between, like, your Ring Bearer plus, you know, creatures like Glorfindel or things like that.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of legends in the set, so...
Yes. Yeah, we can just chuck food with the club. That's what makes this card also really good, is that it is sack. Alright. Sure.
Lembus.
Lembus. Okay. I would not feel bad if this just ended up being Gruul. But, like, Lembus too.
The thing is that I could see this being either... Ooh, Horn of the Mark. Okay.
When you attack with 2 or more creatures...
Not the Gondor.
Okay. Not a ton interesting in here. This one's like...
Yeah, it's the wrong horn. I got excited because I thought
know.
about Horn of Gondor for a second. But...
Which will let us, like, just kind of play control with the horn or something like that. Ent is obviously just fine. His body's very good. Not really impressed by most of the rest of what I see in this. Warg's, like, not great. Black Breath's fine. Horn works better in a much more aggressive deck. This card is good if we actually had, like, you know, pile of creatures attacking. We currently have 3. So, like, I don't feel like it's exactly our speed. Up Sheriff. Probably get some, like, early drops out of this one. Either the Mirkwood Spider or... This is Faramir, the one that makes... Yeah, draw cards and such.
Yeah, that, I think that there's, like, a full cycle of... Whenever the ring tempts you, if you tempt anything other than this card, you get a bonus. Because the Gandalf... that does this too in blue.
Aragorn has that as well.
Mm-hmm.
What am I interested in this one?
The bad ring bearers. You don't give it to them. Stop. Don't do it.
Ooh. Okay.
Fangorn, Tree Shepherd.
Yeah, I'm good with Big Tree.
Had twice that much green, huh?
Yes. Okay. This is just removal.
Mm-hmm. That is a triple green card in the deck that's theoretically tricolor.
Yes. Green looks to be our main, so I feel like all right on that. Mostly because it costs 1 million mana.
Yeah.
Uh,
Green's looking to be your main, but I don't think that green is where your best cards lie.
no, that's kind of the bit here. Ambush. Just pick up Guide as a general body. Theoden. Okay. We have removal for days? We just kind of have to figure out
list of the
figure out where it like where this ends. I feel like we're, you know, between like smites and bite and a number of these like small pieces of removal, we're not gonna have too much of a problem, especially like, you know, getting a piece of fixing here. We just need a way to like actually win games. That's a more missing piece here.
Theoden again.
Mm-hmm.
Something you're not playing either of.
Okay, I'll take reasonably tall body. Yeah, and here's the late corals. This is why I don't like tend to pick this very highly, because it shows up really late.
Yeah, it's a perfectly fine one of these cards, but people don't include these as like for like, you know, first or second picks out of the things that they see out of that out of packs.
Yeah. Like the aggressive decks that would want an effect like that are a little thrown back because 3 mana is a lot. And there's not like a big spell liker component in this. There's a little bit of it in blue red, but okay.
Okay. A Gimli.
We also just have more
Fear
removal.
Fire Foes. This card's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Torment. Hold its weight as well. I feel like bodies are what I actually need to be prioritizing. Like, Mournful Avenger here really wants, like, a lot of bodies on our end, which is a little awkward, but, like, it is put a 1/1 counter on it anytime any other creature you control dies, so it grows, like, nicely. Maybe we can fix up the curve. Just, like, oh, not... Okay, what do you do? What? What? So I can steal my opponent's equipment with this. I don't think I care. This is not... Would a mass 0 actually, like, make a 0/0 and have it die? I don't feel like I'm able to immediately answer that question just because I know that a mass got shifted. So I don't feel comfortable answering it with my knowledge of how the mechanic used to work. But if it does still work that way with no changes, then that's great. Okay. Shock. The fact that we have no bats in this deck is depressing. I really wanted a bat. reprieve. It's like... the combination of bat plus, 14 treasure tokens is instantly win the game.
Yeah.
That's 28 damage on the spot. You know? So. Okay. Alright. Get some creatures at the end here. I feel like our deck isn't powerful enough for what a 3-color deck should be.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, I'm probably just going to splash the black because I don't have much of a reason to be playing it other than, like, 2 cards. No, black's going to be, like, Bite, Lash, and the Torments. And then, Font, Partings. Okay, so that's kind of what that looks like. I assume the creature count's like 5? Wow, okay. A little more than I thought. Lash is 4 extra. Okay, 4 extra, not black 3. I think I'm thinking of one of the previous sets had a card very similar that had black 3 for that. Okay. Let me take a look at this and make sure I like what it's at. The reason I feel like I'm fine going down to 16 lands is that there's 3 different, like, lay of the lands in this deck, along with Pathfinder and Harrow. So a lot of bits like that. But yeah, I feel like the issue this deck could have is just finding ways to kill an opponent. Let's see how we fare against a Jace. Okay. Let's see how aggressive our opponent is. Hopefully not very. Bowmasters?
Come on.
Come on. Oh. Okay. Whatever.
It's close. It's close to Bowmasters. It isn't, but... They could just be holding out on you until you play something with 1 toughness, and then the Bowmasters.
They're really trying to get us with it, which clearly is going to work. Sure. Alright. So take some damage, then we're going to turn a mountain into a swamp and a forest. And then we're going to check their hand. Specifically because a 2-2 is fine. Oh! Alright. Yeah, that's fair. That was my plan too. Okay. Kind of hope they laser on Gimli because I think that's the card that looks the strongest, but is
yeah,
what?
It's the overall weakest of what you've got.
Yeah.
For you.
I want. I think Torment is the right choice. I wouldn't. I want them to hit Gimli. That feels like the right choice by a pretty wide margin. Alright. I also would have felt like Ent would have been a fine choice if they don't have a way to remove it, right? Like, if their hand doesn't have an answer to a 5/7, like, all of a sudden that's a big threat. So. Sure. That's also fun. Yeah, Limited's been really interesting. It has a very different feel from a number of the previous sets, which I think does a lot for it. Alright, if they have an answer to this 5/7, which I feel like they just do, I think they probably have like a pacifism or something. Like, they can just bypass it with the Hobbit, but I feel like they just have like a murder or pacifism. Yeah. Like, the fact that they did not choose to discard it, it signals a lot. So. Yep.
I think they did what you did last draft. They've run you out of things to do, and then they're just gonna punch you.
Yeah. And like the fact that that also loots on attack means they're going to hit more gas much quicker than we are. Yeah, it was mentioned earlier, but like both, like you know, a lot of this set is cards that are designed more top down towards the characters that they are, which can end up with cards that feel out of color a lot more. Like just because like if you're designing towards a specific character theme, I have never seen Denethor's card. Huh.
Huh. Yeah, okay. That's a white black card for sure.
Yeah? Another, okay. But yeah, so, like, a lot of cards can end up, like, feeling, just, like, can be out of color on, like, what they're doing because, like, okay, we're designing a little more towards what the character is. I feel like Gimli and Legolas, a couple of their cards end up having that feeling. Like, both of them have, like, caring about opponents' creature deaths in, like, green-red.
Oh, because they have their fucking...
Yes.
They have their count.
That's the
between
reason.
the two of them.
Yes,
so.
they both have that ability of when an opponent's creature dies, get a 1/1 counter, and then Gimli has the one that's like, when an opponent's creature dies, ping your opponent.
But that's not... That's almost exclusively a black, occasionally white and red thing.
Yeah. So those specifically can definitely be a little like, what is this? Oh boy.
Oh, right. I've heard that Rosie's quite good.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry. Red-green Gimli wants your creatures to die. Red Gimli wants your opponent's creatures to die. And I think Legolas's opponent's creatures, because they have the count. And then... I don't remember what blue-green Legolas does. Yeah, the one we have is our creatures dying.
Yeah, which is kind of weird for red-green.
Yeah.
It's not that weird because it is 2 colors out of Jund, which cares about things dying on your side of the board all the time. But the black is really the key element of that, usually.
We're so smoked. We're so smoked. Alright, show me your moves. Reveal your secrets to Gollum. Reveal your secrets to the folks who have Gollum. Oh!
Oh, yeah, you're smoked.
Oh, yeah. This is fine. I say. Totally not an issue. Target. Submit 0. So this isn't going to do anything because they have a sack outlet. But I don't want to let them keep Rosie because their sack outlet, like, this also creates tokens, which Rosie gets to pump on. So I just want that off the board. I also, we lost this game about 2 turns ago. There's not actually any,
yeah.
There's no, like, singular cards that our deck contains that we have here. Yeah, okay. Alright.
Smaug would do a decent impression of trying to win the game, but not really.
Yeah, well, they're still even holding a kill spell that exiles even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you enjoy the rest of this draft.
Right.
I'm starting to feel a little sick, so I'm gonna hop off.
Take care. Alright. Yeah, as I feel like this might be where this one, ooh, -7, -7, -A, or we'll face 7A. Okay. This is fine. We put the mountain down, we go grab a swamp. I think... Because I think Gimli needs more friends. That's a missing piece here, too. Anyway. Yum. Yum. Alright. Give me that swamp, please. This hand is good. Like, I'm pretty happy with this whole setup of cards. Oh, that's even a better draw, too. Okay. Yeah, one of the things that makes Gimli at least interesting is, as we kind of mentioned, it is not terribly like a common thing to see in color, which means that it's a unique setup to build as an EDH deck. Because it's not a terribly common thing to have. Yeah, let's see what's up. I want to work with full knowledge here. Foray of Orcs, Instigator, Axe. Oh, these are all annoying. Gollum won the argument. What can you say? Yeah, sometimes. I was looking at that hand and feeling like, oh, this kind of sucks. I don't really know what I want to choose here, because like all three of these cards are like pretty easy 2-for-1s, right? Like the threaten is a body and another body. Fray of Orcs kills my onboard threat. Like MTGA 2-play, born in the year 19 2-play. Sure. Get that red so that we can have our kill spell at the ready. That's a card I'm just fine. They still get the tempt because it's on Leaves play, but obviously that's a card we're fine having in exile, so there's no recursion happening. This is, I'm not happy looking at her hand. I guess neither is our opponent. They don't have anything to do. Are they all removal right now? Is that what's going on? Alright, here's a 1/1. Another target creature. Alright. I assume their hand's 3 removal spells, or like 2 removal spells on a land, you know? Okay. This edict, so we just go ahead and... Yeah. You got it, boss. This card's very good, Voracious Fellbeast. I could have sacked the food to the Hearthfire, but it was going to edict me. And if they get a creature on that edict, we would have given them a food. So we don't want to do that. But you're correct, we can do that. That's something that's really useful to have as an ability. Okay, Haunt. That's something I don't care about Golems biting. Oh my god, please. That's 2+... They have a nasty end? That's a lot of card draw if they have a nasty in here. Oh, thank God. Well, show me your moves. This is... Kill spell, kill spell, kill spell. Almost kill spell. You got it, boss. Oh, this kicks ass. So they get Hobbit Sting and make a 1/1 army. Okay. Okay, and a pretty good draw. That one's fine. Good news, they don't have a removal spell anymore for something big if I draw like Fangren or like one of our big tree folks, you know? But they do have a looting, which is pretty bad. Looting away the land. Alright. Here's a body. So we can't block the marshes. We can trade with the... Well, we can't trade either. I'm just going to not block. Because they have the indestructible trick. I don't want to mess with that quite yet. Okay, now we'll burn it. Okay. Oh no. Yeah. We have run out of gas. We just don't have the haymakers for a deck of this style is the problem. Like, if I'm playing a long game trying to win in something like that, I need cards that'll let me win in a long game, and I just don't have that. I don't think there's anything else we have sitting around on the side that we can put in that gives us any more pressuring cards. Take a quick look. I think we're playing any of our large bodies. But I feel like that. Oh, we have the patrol. Nope, nope. I don't want to give my Zanks in there. The guides? These are like medium size? Yeah, that is you are describing the issue with it pretty succinctly as like we don't have a lot of gas and drawing 13 of 16 lands also doesn't like help much there. That rivalry can't be the cut, right? Let me give that another look. We have... Because in my mind, the idea is, like, removal early, and then, like, big creatures late. The problem is we just haven't been doing this side, and because we don't play anything early, our opponent just has, like, 2 kill spells. Yeah, just cut the golem entirely. not that I don't want the strengths. I was just trying to get the arrow. Try this out. This one might be dead on the operating table, but, you know. Certainly gonna try. Alright. Lembas. No, thank you. Okay, then. Alright, so Goblin in. We take a little bit of a hit. Go grab another green. That should not have been post-combat. If that was pre, they get in for an extra damage. Because it can't target self. Okay. Right now, I kind of want to go down and find some interactive pieces. Discard Goblin is 1 damage to each creature blocking it, so it trades up. Oh! Yeah, okay. That's fine. Yes, we take 4 here, no blocks. That's quite good. Okay. Remand? Oh no! Oh shit! Oh god! Oh! 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 Remand, huh? Oh no, Bill! Bill, don't do it! Don't make 2 tokens! Oh no! Well. This deck indeed died on the operating table. There was no saving it. We were able to avoid 0-3 by having an opponent leave. Oh! Bill. Alright. That's fine. This deck had 1 win more than I think it deserved. I think we needed to shift a little bit more on the in the build. One of the things that's awkward is that, like, in red, I really like Firebrand, Smite, there back again. The green just was not pulling any weight. I feel like that was the piece here that ended up very poor. This would have been better as, like, Um, basically anything else that we saw going around. Black felt like it was a little light after pack 1. I know we picked up, like, Bite, Lash, and a couple things, like, late Torments, but that's kind of late. Finding a different pair for red, though. Anyway, we did escape the... This is a nice balance, though. I always love the balance of a 7 and just a crash and burn and a go straight to the finish line. I feel like those always are fun times. We get to learn from how these end up going in formats. Let's go ahead and take a look at our packs to finish things out. What of them are... I guess that's fine. But yeah, Sting for 8. I love that Bill the Pony is, like, very, very... God, okay, I don't want to look at that card again. Bill the Pony being, like, an incredibly strong piece of tech for Limited is really cool. Foray of Orcs showed its this draft never saw first pick really wasn't me. That's just how it be sometimes. Foray of Orcs, this card whips. This is an incredibly strong one. Even if you have no Orcs, just being a murderous red cap sort of thing gets the job done. And if you have anything else, it can kill like anything. I wish Saruman was a little, maybe not stronger, but, like, I have felt like Saruman has underperformed when I have seen Saruman on the other side of the table. Generally, this is just kind of a hard-to-kill 4/4 that doesn't really make a lot. But I can definitely see worlds where all of a sudden it's very annoying. Pippin kicks ass. Pippin's incredibly good. Is a different style of Mother Runes. Hands-up protection from a card type rather than a color. Second spell stuff unlimited is always kind of finicky. Yeah, so you can say creature, and creature means unblockable, right? Because no creatures can block. But also your opponent goes for a kill spell, you just say instant, and then you're immune to instants for the round, you know? That sort of thing. Planeswalker when they go to bounce it with a Jace or something. And also Ward 1 is very small, but enough to make it so that no matter what, Pippin is trading even on mana. That's actually a really important point, I think, on Pippin here. Unless Pippin is countered by that 1-drop counter spell in this set, Pippin is effectively always trading either even or up on mana. You know, if you Fatal Push, if you Lightning Bolt, if you Disfigure, it'll always cost 1 more, so... Unless you have an uncounterable one of those, but Abrupt Decay costs 2 anyway, so... I love the second line on here that's just like... Because... So, okay, when I've seen this card before, I keep calling it Bree. When I think I have to call this Fernie. Because Bree is not a person, it's a place. And I don't want to call this Bill because we already have a Bill, right? Like, and even, funnily enough, this does silly Bill things. Are there any horses in the set besides Bill and Shadowfax? No, I believe it's just those 2. I can't think of any others. Yeah, so here's the green-blue Legolas, which does have opponent's creature dies 1/1 counter. Denethor. Denethor here seems fitting. Ah, boo. When I'm looking at cards, I never want to see a mythic wild card. It's obviously the best thing you can get. Oath of the Grey Host, I don't have a high opinion of, unless you have, like, some sort of deck that really wants to be able to sacrifice things all the time, in which case, like, it'll work, but that doesn't seem to be the way that the decks in this format tend to work. So, and, like, that's not super great. Mirror is something I probably should play more, because this is a really good, like, way to keep going late game. Cheap play, not on activation, though. Hey, Pippin. Quick Beam's incredible. This is one of the top-end threats that's really strong, because it can come down and, like... Well, some decks can just tap Scry 1, but, like, if you control 5 legendary creatures... Maybe, I know board stalls happen, but I would hope your opponent is dead. At least in draft. Like, this land kicks ass. This land's very good. I would love to get to play with this in limited. We had it in our Andoril deck. But we couldn't play it because green was, like, not our main color. But, like, food generation for, like, some of the payoffs with that's this cheap in investment seems really strong. Anything you can hide in your lands is obviously very strong. Trebuchet is a card I really wanted to see today, and we didn't. Oh well. Samwise, very good. Not impressed by this Gimli. I know, like, we didn't have the team for this Gimli, but, like, it feels like the amount of work you do for the 2 and 3 on this just aren't going to happen a lot of the time. That said, like, there's a snowball for it. Especially, like, Gimli with a Trebuchet is very funny. This is the first time we've opened Grishnak here, and Grishnak, this card is an ass-kicking. We saw it twice today, once where I definitely should have gotten it off the discard on our Torment, but the second time, like, when our opponent had it and they left, like, I was scared this was a card that they were going to be using to knock us, like, pretty around heavily. Gimli might be a better splash in a red-black deck. That makes more sense. Council's Liberation. This is a really cool Think Twice. It is kind of the way I compare it. It also is like a free discard that you can go ahead and, like, play, you know, scry and play. I think this card's strong. Obviously, it needs some help to work, so it has like a deck building cost in that way. But, like, free card draw is free card draw. Hey, Orin. So I've talked about the artifacts I think as most powerful in this format, and Horn of Gondor is one of them. Where if Horn of Gondor comes down, you generally win the game very, like inevitably. Like, the inevitability that Horn of Gondor gives you is, like, ridiculous. You know, even if it's just 1, 2, 4, 8, and you have no other helpers, like, that's still, like, 3 turns to get to an army that's unassailable. So, anyway, I think we've been learning a lot about this format going through it here, which is great. That's exactly the sort of thing I want with doing these drafts. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time. Hope you got to enjoy the pair of drafts today. Obviously, the second one went a little quicker, but that's sort of how these can be. I like, again, the balance in them is fairly normal. Yeah. If you want to catch more, follow, subscribe. Thank you to Gnome for the raid. Thank you to Anthony Cruncham for the sub. If you want to sub, you can. But if you're just here having a good time, hanging out, chatting, A+, that's great. Even if you're not chatting, even if you're just hanging out, hi, everybody who's just sort of hanging out, not saying a word. This is not a direct call out at any of you. I'm just thanking you. Like, not that you have to say anything. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, I'm gonna take off. So, have a good night, everybody.